Hi guys, it's been a while, but today is going to be a video on how to do a water change with an axolotl. And this isn't really meant for people who have had an axolotl for a while and know how to do it, because if you've already got a technique then that's fine, but people who are looking to get an axolotl and don't really know how to do the water changes, this is for you. So, I've taken my axolotl and all of the ornaments out of the tank just to save time. But how I did that basically is I just took all of the ornaments out, put them into a bucket, and captured the axolotl in a tub and took her out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all of that stuff and just fill the bucket with like tap water or something and get a little toothbrush. So I've got one here just to scrape all of the algae and stuff off of it and possible poo, because the poos are monstrous, by the way. So just to scrape all of that stuff off, and then I'll show you how to take the water out and how much water you should take out and stuff. So I'll be back with that. So now, as you can see, I've moved Phoebe out of the way and I've emptied all of the stuff from the bucket out and gave it a clean. So now that we have an empty bucket, what we should start doing is removing a percentage of the water. Now, I've put stickers on the side of my tank, as you can see, to map where 20% of my water is. And some of that water's already come out because of Phoebe's tub. But basically, we have quite a lot of poo right there. But worry about that later. What you want to do first is remove 20% or 30%, depending on how much poo you've got and how safe you want to be of your water. I just get an ice cream tub and then I keep kind of like getting buckets of the water and then just putting them in there. So yeah, that's basically it. That's simple explanation. I just wanted to quickly add that someone is watching me doing this. I just thought it was so majestic that it had to be included. So now I have 20% of my water removed. If anyone doesn't want to be bothered measuring 20% of their water, it's roughly around 3 buckets that I took out, so keep that in mind. But 2 of the buckets have been flushed down the toilet, and in this bucket I keep it out because now we have to get rid of the poo. So I fill up that ice cream tub with some of the water and I use a tea strainer. Now, a lot of people use a turkey baster, but I can't be bothered with them, they're just too footery, so I use a tea strainer or a tiny little sieve, grab some of the poo and then put it into that bucket and just keep refilling it until you've gotten rid of the poo. Okay, so now I'm done taking the poo out of the tank. This is the part that you have to pay attention for. We're going to be adding water back into the tank now. So what you want to do is you want to fill an empty kettle with cold water from your tap. Emphasis on cold, because we don't want to use warm water from the tap for the tank, because there's some stuff in the pipes that you don't want to get into your tank. So boil some cold water so that it's warm, add it to an empty bucket, and then add some cold water into the bucket so that you have it to the right temperature, because we have a little thermometer thing here and the tank temperature is usually around about 18 degrees Celsius, but we want it ideally above 16 degrees Celsius but not too much over 20 degrees Celsius. So we do that and we add roughly about 3 buckets again until our water's just a wee tiny bit below 20%, because we have the water in the tub to add as well. So I'll be back once I've done that. So now that my tank is filled up to the level that it should be, slightly below it so that we can fit the water from Phoebe's tub in, and it's still within a good range of temperature, all we need to do is add some water conditioner. Now this is Sea Chem Prime, there are no alternatives, this is the best to use, and what I do is I just fill this tiny little cap with some of it, chuck it in, and then just add your ornaments and your axolotl back. Side note, the Sea Chem Prime does stink, by the way. If it smells like sulphur or eggs, then don't be alarmed, because it's meant to smell boufing. And now our plants and the axolotl, if you couldn't tell, is back in. She's kind of hiding because it's a bit stressful, like putting them back in the tank from the tub, but like I wouldn't worry about it because it's better to tub them than to have them in the tank whilst you're doing it. So yeah. So if anyone's interested, Phoebe does have a Reddit and an Instagram account, so I'll link them in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.